22nd, 7 p.m. This is Historic District Commission meeting. As in every meeting, we have an opening statement, and the statement is the qualifications of the members of the commission, the staff of the commission, and any consultant used are on file with the town and are hereby made part of each and every application heard tonight. The guidelines and procedures adopted by the commission are also made part of each and every application. Each application heard tonight is considered on its own merits and is not to be considered as establishing a precedent for any other application. The Historic District Design Guidelines have been adopted by the town of Sykesville in accordance with Article 6B, 8.06a of the Maryland Code and follow the recommendations of the United States Secretary of the Interior. The Sykesville Historic District Commission follows Robert's Rule of Order with the exception that the chairperson votes. So tonight's agenda, first agenda item is minutes from September 24th, 2025. I think most of us were in attendance to that meeting. Have you guys had an opportunity to review those minutes?
Yes.
Any questions or changes to those minutes?
No.
There's a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes from September 22nd? 24th.
Okay.
Today's 22nd.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Right. Moving right along. Agenda item number 2. We're going to be discussing the act on 2025-15 for a new window and window relocation at 7332 Springfield Avenue. The applicant is here this evening. Kevin, could you give us a staff report, please?
Yeah. So, like you just mentioned, the applicant here, they're requesting approval for addition of a new window at the rear of the house and then the relocation of the existing window on the rear to raise it approximately 6 inches at 7332 Springfield Avenue to contributing building built in approximately 1912. So the HCC guidelines for residential windows provide the following relevant information. Mentions that changing the location size or the location or size of windows and window openings, particularly those located on front facades, is typically not recommended. And applicants should maintain and repair the original location design, sash, light configuration, and other important character defining elements of windows of contributing buildings. So typically relocation of existing windows and additions of new windows would not be recommended, alterations based on the guidelines, but the guidelines do allow for more flexibility on these points when the alterations are not on the front facade or viewable from a public right of way, which is definitely the case here. So they're all going to be on the rear, the side of the rear. So the application didn't give any information on the material, style, or color of the new windows being requested. I know the applicant is here and he is already, he reached out to me, he said he has some information on that he can provide. Similarly, there wasn't information about how the applicant would fill the gap left by the relocated window, but again, I think they'll be able to provide information on that. HCC may approve this application if appropriate, but information again should be provided by the applicant on materials to be used for the requested alterations to ensure all applicable guidelines are being met. Generally, the guidelines require that any new or replacement windows should match original in design, material, sash, and light configuration as closely as possible, and also be compatible with the overall character of the elevation which they are located. So with that, we're just asking HCC to determine whether or not the requested window addition and relocation at 7332 Springfield Avenue is acceptable, or to provide some alternative suggestions. Based on the guidelines and information provided in the application, staff doesn't have any concerns with the requested items, but again would suggest that some additional information be requested on the materials to be used. So.
Okay. Would you like to give any more information?
Like maybe just the point that got brought up. I think it's 20.
So which window is being relocated?
So this one here you see above that Bilco doors.
Yeah.
On the inside, for some reason, that one is lower than all the other two on the other side.
Sorry.
You can go back.
You want me to go off?
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's on the inside of it.
Right.
I don't know why they located it that way like they did, but it's lower than the other one that's on the opposite side. So if you go to that other picture where you can just see the outside of the house.
Yes.
Right, yeah,
There it is.
right there. Yeah, so this side, these are all 35 inches or 36 inches. I just measured them today. Off of the floor, 36 inches. And that one on the other side, for some reason, is like 29 inches. I don't know why they did it. Now, this right here is I think is part of the original house. It was probably the back porch. In fact, that floor on the inside, I think slants down a little bit right on this side here, but the other side is perfectly flat. So I think it was a porch. The one on the side I'm asking for was an old porch that was added. It's got a different foundation to it. This has the original stone foundation here. So my goal is I'm reorienting the kitchen sink on the interior to the back, this little back section of the house. And so the goal is really for the interior is to put the kitchen sink and have a window looking out the kitchen sink.
So you propose for the window to be in the blank location of the wall?
Yeah.
Right.
Is it centered?
No, it's not centered there. It's just like this one.
So it's just opposite of the what's
It's going to be
looking
looking just like the opposite of what's there on this side. So it'd actually be very symmetrical. Why the doors? The door is probably like that because that was the original door for the old porch. But you'll see when we go to the inside picture, you can see we found a door frame. If you want to flip through, I took some pictures. That's the door frame. Did I not do a zoom out on that one? Maybe I didn't.
I think there was another one.
Well, that's a door frame. There, yeah, there you go, right there. So with that's the door that you enter the house with there. And this old door frame was here. So maybe at one point, maybe this was probably blocked off at one point on the right, and then the one on the left was probably the new back porch. And then I'm thinking some 20 years or 30 years later, they made that was a laundry room when I first bought it. But just right to the left of where that door opening is where the window, because I want it to be balanced with the two corners to look the same. The reason, and then I have, I just moved the one over to the left so it's symmetrical. When you look at it, instead of having one window up, one window down, Jonathan, he was advising me, he's like, just put the countertop around it. He wasn't worried about the countertop, but I thought, I've got a carpenter coming to put in a whole window. Why wouldn't I move one up 6 inches to make them match? Fix the countertop problem. What else about that? Oh, the exterior. So we don't really know. If you flip back to the outside, there's that old funky well thing right there. Yeah, no, the other side. That one right there. See that, the gray, you can't see it real well unless you blow it up, but see the gray to the left? I think the old part of the house, the original porch, has the wood planking behind it, and I'm hoping that the addition also has wood, I don't know what you call it, wood siding? Yeah. So my thought is when we go to dig, because I don't know what's behind that siding right there. My hope is that when we cut into the window, if I find it's got the original wood, I'm just going to rip off all that ugly siding, not for the whole back of the house, but just for this addition that was put on there. I think it'll look real nice. Eventually I'll get rid of all the siding, I think. But I'm pretty sure this left corner of the house has the old wood behind it, and I think it does. And then I have enough wood siding in the shed. We measured it out already. I think I'm just going to do wood siding on the whole way up instead of trying to scrap together the vinyl siding fix for it. That's the goal right now. So this probably will be a whole big improved thing, painted white just like the front of the house, and probably get rid of all that siding. But that was a little bit dependent on what we found when we cut into it to build the window. I haven't peeked behind there yet.
And you're saying you haven't located a window to replace it?
And I haven't. What I did find, at least with the looking that I've done, I'm not an expert in this kind of thing at all. I found a 400 series Anderson window this size exactly, matches all four, would be the same size. It's a 6/1. It's a very modern window. Like I said, it's $900. That's my fallback. I can tell you guys, worst case scenario, it's painted white or it's a vinyl clad probably, or vinyl something. It's a coating, so it makes it weatherproof. But these are painted white. They're wood, but they're painted white too, interior and exterior. And I'll do the same thing on the other one, whichever, But I'm trying to find an old one because I kind of feel like it would be kind of cool just to have 4 old windows in the back there instead of one new one that stands out for some reason, even though it would be more weather efficient. But the only other thing that I didn't bring up, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen if you could do a straight ahead shot of that funky old awning on there, which I actually like because it's stuck there right there. I think that vertical drop down on the awning on the right hand side is probably going to be in the way. Which brings up the question, do I just, since I kind of like the awning, maybe I look for that awning product and bring that all the way across to the right. Maybe we could pre-approve that too. See how it's kind of offset to the left there? Everything's offset and funky on the house, I think. But maybe an alternative would bring the, if I could find that exact material, bring the awning over to the far right corner. Hey, Richard.
Why do you like the awning?
I assume for sun.
It's waterproof. No, not for the sun. Because it's just, if you come in on a rainy day. Because I saw houses, and I love houses that provide for fiddling with the keys and not being rained on.
Got your front porch.
Couldn't you just take the entire awning and shift it over to the right and make it in between the existing door and
No,
the
because I'm
window?
trying to make the awning. The window on the left side.
Let's use this moment to get rid of this.
I'm pretty sure they didn't ask you about the awning when they put that up.
Yeah.
But no, but I would do that because
Yeah.
but maybe it doesn't need the vertical sides. I don't know the detail on how these things are built. On the sides, can you see the side if you zoom up?
Yeah, you need it for support.
You need them for support probably?
Yeah.
Because of loading.
Yeah. So that's the only reason it's there then, is for support, because it doesn't add the beauty factor at all. But I would.
You're saying move it so that's directly
Over top the door and then the window.
door.
Oh,
like,
skip the
between
one window?
Between the window and the door.
Oh, you maybe,
And
yeah.
shift it.
Okay, that looks like that could work, yeah. But then that's kind of offset and it'll be ugly in a different way.
It's probably more centered.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so?
It's pretty well offset now. And
Okay, but my thought is, I didn't want to take it down because it is serving a functional purpose, but maybe
Yeah.
it would come if we had to take the siding down to get the new wood paneling put up anyway.
That's like
Maybe.
1970s.
Ours has one too.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be aluminum or it might be galvanized, I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
I don't know.
So, it's either coming off and staying off, because the window will go right there,
Mhm.
which I just discovered. Or I'll do what you recommend, Chad, and I can just move it over. Maybe that's a viable option. But then it'd be awful close to when the door opens up, I guess, but who cares?
Our storm door hits our awning, so
Oh, then there you go. That's
The
what
door
it's supposed to
stop.
be.
it
Door stop.
can't fly off in a storm.
But maybe, but is this the time where we would say you could also give me permission to
I
possibly
mean,
just
we
remove it?
can't pre-approve anything, we
can't.
can only really approve what's on the applications, so.
Well, if I was smarter, I would have said potentially remove the awning.
You can certainly give feedback, that way you
Yeah.
can kind of get an idea
Okay.
of what the folks are thinking, but, you know, formal approval can only be given for what's on the
They
application.
like my awning.
yeah, let's try and figure out a way to.
I think we can addendum.
That's an awning.
Yeah.
Can we make an addendum to the application tonight, a verbal addendum to the application?
Saying, please take down the awning. If
I think
you
we've
cannot
done it
take
in
down
the-
the awning.
If you feel, Chad, or the commission feels strongly enough,
So I think we can make a ruling on it tonight.
But don't make me take it down, please, but just, but that would have the, because I like the waterproof.
Don't make me come back and vote on it.
I mean, don't want to have to come back and vote on it. I think I'm going to give it some serious thought, what you recommend is just to slide it
Yeah,
over and then we're done.
eyeballing it looks like it would be almost centered with the back steps.
Or,
Almost close to it, but
but what if I could buy that same material and put 3 feet of it to the right?
you're
And
gonna have
then
a
there's-
gap.
Huh?
You're gonna have a problem.
Finding it.
You're gonna have overlap on it. You're
Yeah,
gonna have
there's
to,
some overlap.
Yeah. You'd almost be better off in that case trying to shorten it to just be more over the door
Over
and
the
stairs.
door only.
just
Yeah,
from
leave
that
the-
portion of the stairs that it's
Because you already
covering.
have a nice overhang from the roof itself. You don't need it for the windows.
That's an option. Maybe you can get one of your guys to fabricate it and shorten.
Short, no, that's the
Yeah.
answer. Can we put that, I like that amendment.
Yeah.
I think that'll work
Is
nice.
that better, Matt? Less awning?
The applicant has
Take
the
the
right
one you
to
did on that.
lessen the awning as needed.
Are we gonna keep the CPW?
What's this? Oh, who knows about my CPW?
Just all the,
Oh, yeah. You know what? That
Power
was
washed.
Only because that's my painter I've known for 20 years, and his guys, when they power washed the house, thought it was so fun. Like teenagers who do that.
It's just graffiti.
That's graffiti. That's power wash cleaned graffiti that's been there. It
Yeah.
still is there.
All right. So getting back to the application, does anybody have any comments or questions regarding the original application?
Well, I think as far as the window type, it's kind of important. 400s here is going to be, that's wood with vinyl clad. That's what you're assuming right now.
that's what's in, yeah, that's what's in our house in the back.
Yeah.
They're vinyl clad wood, so
Mid-
I think it's
or
not.
assume-
I think it's not
fine.
recommended, but it's also on the back, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some flexibility with the the rear
I think
facades.
there's other viable options that would be
Like
more
the
cost
Colby.
effective. I would reconsider maybe going with the Anderson route and reach out to some different manufacturers.
Okay.
Jeld-Wen, Colby, there's a
Okay.
bunch of them out there.
And make a wood window that's going to be about the same as the 400 series and look better.
Yeah.
I would say that as well. But other than that, I think it makes all the sense in the world to do it, so I don't see any
I
problem.
mean, obviously you have
Yeah.
to keep the same configuration, 6/1. We want the same thing.
Right.
It'd be nice if the mullion configuration would matches in size appropriate and then thicknesses and stuff, but I
Right.
don't know what's in there, but as long as it's representative of what's existing. Any other questions about location, about adjusting the size of the other window for the 6 inches? An issue with
I
that?
think it all makes sense.
Okay. If there's not any other questions, is there a motion to approve application?
Yeah,
What would the amendment? We're doing the amendment?
yeah.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve application 2025-15 for the addition of a new window and relocation of the existing window, along with possibly relocating or shortening the awning as needed. And I suppose we want to just add in recommendations to
Yeah.
find a compatible window in terms of style and sizing.
Right. I'm still on the hunt for that.
I can shoot you some stuff. Just send me the size. I can shoot
Yeah.
you
I
some stuff.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for coming in. See, that was
This is
easy.
number 2. You guys are just being too friendly.
It's easy.
Wait till we deal with the front of the house. No. We did deal with the front of the
Yeah, we
house,
did.
that whole porch.
You're over.
I
Looks
think that's
good.
like the crown since we're here and I'm going to spend all
Looks
this money
good.
on
So
the
are you
house.
not doing gutter?
I am doing gutter.
But he put that wood piece on.
He needed to because
Oh, he's tying into that? But he slanted it, didn't he?
well, that's the way the whole house is.
Oh, okay.
The whole house has crown molding,
It's been,
and then in order to do the half round, which by the way, I see an awful lot of historic houses that don't have the half round gutters.
yeah, well, if you got away with it in the 80s and 90s.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm paying for the half round, and every gutter guy had 3 quotes. Every one of them complained and said, they don't do their job, they don't even do anything.
Did you ever have yours done?
Yeah, I redid mine and I had the same people say the same thing.
Same
Why
thing.
aren't you doing K's? You're an idiot.
Right.
Well, I can't.
My roofer recommended the half round, so
Okay, well, I'm doing the half round, I did the other guys, but they had to put crown, they didn't have to do crown molding, but he had to build it out so that you could catch the drip edge.
Yeah.
And so it turns out Bob had hundreds of feet of this beautiful milled crown molding, and so it's just incredible. And I still have some left. It's incredible. So they just put all that up, and the painter had to come back again, and now the gutter is going to go around the front, just like was part of that first application, I think.
Nice.
So anyway, that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Hey, as long as the Bobcat stopped rolling, I'm happy.
Yeah, but did you hear that all day?
All day.
And
For
that
2
was-
days.
That was, by the way, so that I didn't come back before you again to do, ask for balusters or railings. That house never had railings on it. Every picture I have through the generations doesn't have railings on it. But that far side, I think this either was always high or the soil was eroded through the years. So we just built up, we grabbed soil from the back and put it underneath of there.
Yeah.
And so I have a constant 20, 26 inches
Fall
around
protection.
the whole front. And if you jumped out, you could jump out away from that, but it's pretty much, you got a nice landing now.
yeah. You have a nicer grade out back too.
It's
Yeah.
smoother,
Yeah.
yes. So, all right.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in this evening.
appreciate
Thanks, guys. Appreciate all the advice.
Okay.
See you.
Later.
All right. Second on the, or third actually on the agenda this evening is application 2025-16 for applied wall sign at 7568 Main Street. Applicant is not here this evening. Kevin, can you give us a staff report?
Yep, so again, as Chairperson mentioned, they're requesting approval for their new applied wall sign and what they are referring to as a highlight sign for their business at 7568 Main Street. So it's actually for 2 wall signs, so each one being 36 by 20, single-sided brown and white signs with the business name and logo above each entry to the business, and then a 4-tiered highlight sign of the same color and material, with each tier measuring 17 inches by 3 inches. The signs appear to be made from a wood-like material with carved and painted graphics, although the application was unclear on the exact materials to be used. So regarding applied wall signs, the guidelines say that They should be located on the signboard area of the storefront or immediately above signboard area. They may be painted or made of wood, metal, or other appropriate material, and if illuminated, they should be lighted from above. Applied wall signs should be mounted flush on the signboard, and if appropriate to the design of the storefront, applied wall sign may be mounted flush immediately above the storefront cornice. They may be centered over the entry to the business in the signboard area or in the area immediately above the signboard. And the applied wall sign should only contain the name of the business and its logo or symbol if appropriate. And then I know we discussed this with a previous application, but no more than 65% of the signboard area or area immediately above should be devoted to the sign, and lettering and logo should be a minimum of 8 inches and a maximum of 18 inches high to fit within the signboard area. So again, requested applied wall signs above each door do appear to comply with most of the relevant guidelines. Again, there might be a possible exception for size, just because the sizing in the guidelines is a bit unclear. So the entire sign does exceed that 18-inch maximum threshold established in the guidelines, but the letters and logos do appear to each be below 18 inches. And just for reference, hanging signs in the historic district can be 42 inches tall, and there's no restrictions on the size of the lettering or logos on hanging signs. There's also no clearly defined signboard area, making it difficult to calculate the coverage area of the sign. So I guess HCC will just need to discuss the appropriateness of the proposed size for this particular sign and location. Regarding the tiered highlight sign, that doesn't really seem to fit neatly into any of the commercial sign categories in the guidelines. So members of the HCC should apply the Secretary of the Interior standards for treatment of historic properties as the basis for determining the appropriateness of the proposed changes to buildings and landscapes when the guidelines lack specific details about the requested items. I did include the standards as an attachment to the staff report for reference. So again, HCC is being asked to determine if location, size, and materials for the requested sign at 7568 Main Street are appropriate as presented, or offer alternative suggestions for any potential concerns. As the chairperson mentioned, obviously the applicant is not here. I was hoping they would be here to answer some questions, but that is not the case. So all we have to go off of is what they provided. So it looks like the sign above that entry door, and then there's the double doors along the Plum Avenue here. So looks like they're showing the sign above and next to each door.
Okay. Questions? Comments?
And the only question I had was about the sizing, but I'm not sure that the sizing matters per se. I mean, the signs don't look like a bad size.
You just based
scale.
on the 36 inches, 36 by 30.
Right. And
It's not out of that kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
and it doesn't look disproportionate
There's
to
no
the
signboard, so I don't know, like, when you go against, like, when you have something to go up in, we can talk about it, but this seems like it fits.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't seem disproportionate to where they want to hang it. And the little tier
Looks like in
sign.
that picture of Oklahoma that there's a sign about the same size at some point.
Yeah.
And I assume Shannon is probably doing this sign, probably, if Fred
Probably,
Gossage is doing
yeah, I
it.
don't
And
know
so,
I can't
What
say
I
for
heard,
certain.
sorry, made.
well, there's a picture, actual physical picture of the other side sign, so that's actually made.
Okay.
So I assume, Shannon knows,
Okay.
so he's aware of our requirements for signage in downtown, so.
Seems.
Yeah, the applicant does have another business on Main Street. So yeah.
I guess the only question is the tiered signage, is that, so that's not even connected, it's just hung?
That's what it seems like.
Just
It
a hook.
seems like it's hung, yeah. with the
Yeah,
chain
so it's just a
and all.
temporary signage then?
Yeah. I took a look at the NPS stuff, and it seems like as long as it's not obtrusive, it's
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was just struggling to find a meat category for that kind of sign to fit into based on the guidelines.
It seems like it measured it based off of the shuttered door. Like it seems like it fits pretty well there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
yeah.
Okay, any other questions, comments from you guys down on the end here? Nothing? Okay. Is there a motion to approve application 2025-16?
I'll make a
Yeah.
go ahead. No,
No,
you got it.
we have it.
Make a motion to approve application 2025-16 for a new applied wall sign at 7568 Main Street.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any other reports or comments or anything this evening?
Yeah, a few quick things. So I wanted to mention, in case you see folks working on the Old Town Motors roof, so they had a leak. We did give them authorization to start working on the roof to fix the leak. But in the meantime, they did submit an application to, they're going to replace the shingles and then also the rubberized roof on the flat part of the building, or the flat roof part of the building. So tentatively we'll have that scheduled for the November hearing. But just in case you guys see folks working on that, they did come to us, they did submit an application, but they asked if they could get started to make sure their leak is fixed, so we gave them some authorization there. Speaking of the November meeting, so currently it is scheduled for the day before Thanksgiving. I assume most of us don't want to do that for various reasons. So there's a couple dates, and I can also send out an email tomorrow with some proposed dates, so we don't have to decide right now. But just working around other councils and commissions and things, the two most realistic dates, or I guess there's three, is either the day before the scheduled meeting, so it would be the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, or the Monday or Tuesday of the week prior to that, so that would be November 17th or 18th. So again, I can send out some emails.
The farther you can get away from Thanksgiving, I think would be better.
Yeah, I think that's probably will be the consensus, but yeah, I'll shoot you out an email too, just because we're missing some folks this evening anyway, and then everyone can weigh in, and then we can move it accordingly, depending on everyone's schedule. But just wanted to throw that out there. Other than that, I did also want to mention, so I know there's been some discussions about things like public art, colors, and things of that nature. So I do anticipate that we'll start looking at maybe amending the guidelines or just adding something for that type of stuff. I've started to look at, there's other jurisdictions that have some language already in place that are similar jurisdictions to ours that seem like they might be helpful. So we'll hopefully maybe early next year have some draft language that we can bring to you guys, start getting some feedback, and then ultimately it'll take an action from council to amend the guidelines themselves. But at least you guys can give some feedback before we go that far. So it will be looked into.
Okay.
So I know that is something that has been discussed several times in this body.
Okay.
Other than that, I think I'm good.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn? All right. Second. All in favor? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you for coming out this evening.
Good work.